Hello and welcome back to CrankyCast. So we just finished up this little fight here, and we have to go back and check out what the Archons want. But there's one more thing I need to look around for a little bit. There should be a shipment of iron here somewhere. There's a little box right here that I can click on, so wait, let's get all my people highlighted. I'm wondering if it's even in this little village area or not. Oh, there's a door here to check out. Wait, come back. I can try to pick lock or break it. Need a lot of subterfuge to get in there. Let's try to break it. See what's on the table. There's a list of an old crumpled paper. Just a list of crap. Ooh, I got the ingots. Old Man Mao. The old man barges in through the door behind you. You motherless whoremonger. He attempts to usher you away with the pointed end of his walking stick. Get out. I found forged bound iron in one of these barrels. You have a great deal to explain, old man. The old man points his walking stick at your face. It's always the young pushing the old. Pushing the old. I had no choice in the matter. Strange men appeared here a fortnight ago. They claim to be supporters of the Vendrian Guard, but I've never seen them before. He stamps his foot in a fit. I had no choice. The so-called freedom fighters threatened my life if I didn't comply. And then Matani showed up for the iron? Old man, Mao. Not exactly. She stumbled upon it just like you did. When she was helping fortify the village for an attack like this, she was just surprised, but she happily took it. Villagers forcing you to help the Vendrian Guard? That sounds suspicious. Have you been listening to a damn thing I've been saying, or do you have shit for ears? His face twitches as his spittle lands on you. That's exactly what I was saying. I don't want any part in this foolish war. I'm going to say the second one. It seems like your stubborn ignorance may have saved you. I'm taking the iron, but you may stay. The old man snatches your hand and shakes them with what little strength he has left. Thank you, Fatebinder. What happens if I talk to him now? Nope, he just says thanks. Alright, guess I get to go back to camp now. Let's head back to camp and see how everything's sitting there. There's one little chest I can loot here first, though. Yay, a health potion. Head back to the Disfavored camp.
I'm an exhausted mess. Can't we pause for a few hours of medicated bliss?
I received a message from someone. So I received a message from Tarkus Ari. We are not completely without our senses. We knew Kairos would issue an edict on our valley. Perhaps the Overlord has a sick sense of humor, but I can assure I laughed when I learned the death sentence doomed the Oathbreaker and the puppet equally. I had such low expectations for this servant of the so-called Archon of Justice. Tunon seems little more than a passive stooge that sits on a throne to legitimize the carnage and plunder of the other Archons. The face of prosperity that lets Kairos claim one thing while being another. I would have hoped you actually did serve justice, the notion, not the Archon, but your actions have said otherwise. At least I can thank you for proving my cynicism entirely warranted. If you survive this upcoming slaughter, bear witness that I, Tarkus Ari of the Vendrian Guard, do take responsibility for the actions of my crew. Should my warriors come before the court's axe, tell Tunon they were starving, desperate, and easily manipulated into a struggle that was mine and not theirs. Sell this lie as well as you would sell the lies of the Overlord. Tarkus Ari, Captain of the Vendrian Guard, Patriot of Apex. So... he doesn't like me, it seems. Don't know why. I try to be nice to other people. Do you got any new weapons for sale? Not really. What's going on over here? Well, it looks like there is someone from the chorus hanging around. His name is Horde. He's surrounded by disfavored soldiers. And he has a disfavored helmet. And this one here stole from the Legion and thinks he can get away with it. If he takes one more step, he'll be forced to violate Kairos' peace. Fatebinder, can you hear me out? I'm being accosted by these disfavored thugs. Upon noticing Verse, he blinks and regards her with a respectful nod. Don't make the Fatebinder complicit in your theft. Disfavored armor is the property of the Legion. It is not yours to loot, and by Graven Ash, I will cut you down if you try to leave with that relic. I'm going to say, if you're trying to pass judgment on another Archon's vassal, the law dictates that I get involved. The disfavored warriors trade glances between each other in silence. None of them back away from the choir man. Horde says, we can make this a trial of who stands here the longest. And then when our bladders loosen, at least I won't be the one wearing the iron diaper. But I'd much rather let the Fatebinder settle it, seeing as there's no other way out of this impasse. Enough, the disfavored warrior rears back a balled fist before hesitating, sensing her lapse, and awkwardly returning her hand by her side. If the choice is to adjudicate or fight, then I too will abide by the Fatebinder's decree. Oh... this is a big long thing I didn't really intend to get involved in, but... to the choir man, start from the beginning. Horde says, you got it, boss. So Death Knell and her gang are rounding the river, looking for a fight. We hear commotion, we hear scout whistles, we run to see what's going on. Next thing we know, we're on top of some Vendrian Guard. They had just clobbered another gang that was in the area. We had no idea another patrol was out. Anyway, The Oathbreakers were high off their victory and stood their ground when we rushed them. Their mistake, right? Long story short, the fight got out of hand and there wasn't much left to recruit into our gang. So we helped ourselves to their gear. That's when I found this little piece of work. He rubs his hand across the blue surface of the helmet. The disfavored soldiers wince at the jester. Thought I would do the proper thing and offer to sell it back to the disfavored. So I made the hike over here, and rather than claiming my finder's fee, I get accosted. I say to Verse, what do you think of his story? Verse, it checks out. The disfavored treat their armor like a second skin. Some of them even sleep in it. She shudders. Verse, then again, some of them don't have a choice. She smirks up at Barrick. If the Legion soldiers want to get themselves whipped up in emotional frenzy over cold iron, that's their problem. This fighter claimed fair spoils from the enemy. The helmet ought to be his, unless someone stronger steps forward to take it. She smiles and cracks her knuckles. I'm going to say number 3. So you're opposed to simply returning this to your disfavored allies? By Kairos' nethers, what have the disfavored ever done for us to earn my charity? Until the voices of Narat starts a chant commanding us to share with the Ashes cupbearers, they won't see any undeserved kindness from the likes of me. Instead of selling the helm back to the disfavored, why not keep it for yourself? First off, the helmet fits me as well as a bucket over an apple. Fucking tearsmen lousing up our iron. Keep testing me, and I'll use this as a mobile latrine. He shakes his head at the soldiers, waiting for the protests to die down. As I was saying, the helmet fits me poorly, and I would rather have the rings to barter for a better blade. Besides, it seems poor taste to wear disfavored colors. How can you prove that you claimed the helmet from an enemy and didn't steal it from the quartermaster? Horde says, well, if you want this dispute to stretch on for the next fortnight, I can gather the statements from every member of my gang who witnessed the battle. But something tells me that none of us have the time to bicker over the details. Anything else to say that might help your case? His mouth twists in a pensive scowl. Well, unlike my peers here, who seem unwilling to share, if I'm allowed to sell this, I'd of course tithe to the court, like a proper ally. Stone Shield. Shameless cur. If Bleedin' Mark were in earshot, he would have your tongue for insulting the court. Who's Bleedin' Mark? Is Kairos' knife in the shadows? I went through every option, but I still have further questions, I guess. I would expect you would. Ask away, Fatebinder. I'm gonna say I'm ready to make my ruling. I'm gonna say number 1, pay the man a fair price for the helmet, or let him leave. Cool. A long growl rumbles from the disfavored warrior's helmet as she measures her words. This isn't our way, Fatebinder. Apparently I expected too much of you to keep our traditions far from home. Well, I don't care what your traditions are for the disfavored. Horde. A smile splits his face from ear to ear. I'll accept an iron ring for the iron helmet, eh? Any takers? Otherwise I can try my luck elsewhere. Maybe someone in my gang will need a spittoon or a trowel for digging ditches. Stone Shield. Take it! With a flick of her wrist, the warrior flings an iron ring at the choirman, pelting him square in the chest with the payment. When he reaches to pass her the helmet, she jerks it violently out of his hand and glares. Horde. And this is my cue to leave, he nods to you. Have a pleasant siege, Fatebinder. Lovely. Let's just do a little quick save here. So we gotta find out what these Archons want. Who was the guy I had to talk to turn in that iron quest? Isotanis. Where's Isotanis? Was that you down over here, Mr. Isotanis? Yep. Have you found the iron yet? Isotanis gives you a look full of expectation. Here it is. Good thing the Oathbreakers didn't get their hands on much. Oh, I gained 1,000 rings. I can't tell you what it means to have this back in our hands. I'll make sure to tell my superior about what you've done for the Legion. Let's see. Do you have anything good for sale? What the hell? There's no good weapons anywhere. Wow, Horde's still hanging around? Thought he left. Alright, let's see what the Archons have for us here.
How can we trust your rabble not to turn at this last moment? How many of your conscripts have family bonds to the Vendrian Guard? It is decided. The Disfavored will take the vanguard of the assault. It is the only way to assure success before the edict comes to pass.
Graven Ash's roar pulses your eardrums, his face reddening as he yells.
Oh, you're so young. We can forgive you for being stupid. Without your Archon of Stone to bring down those walls, you're out of your element. Only the Chorus has the numbers required to swarm the walls from all sides. We will lead the vanguard of this battle.
The best the Chorus could accomplish would be leaving a ramp-shaped pile of corpses propped up against the walls for my warriors to use. Their fortifications are not a concern. Even understaffed, my Earthshakers could breach the masonry in short order.
Another brilliant idea. Cairn's cult is, we're sure, every bit as trustworthy and sane as the late Archon of Stone himself. You did notice the spire at the center of the citadel? Hard to miss it, being only the tallest thing on the horizon and such. Certainly your Earth mages won't do anything stupid like, say, breaking the spire's foundation? What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, we wouldn't want that. You hear the voices in your head. We love saying that name, Karn, just to watch him squirm. Graven Ash had so much hair back before he met us.
I trust them more than I trust your circus of rapists, sellswords, and turncoat tearsmen.
Archon Ash turns his head, and upon seeing you in the tent, relaxes his posture.
Tunon's Fatebinder has arrived.
The war tent falls silent, and all eyes turn to you expectantly. I'm going to say number 1. Our operations at Echo Call Crossing and Trip Nettle Wilderness were successful. Why aren't you two marching toward Ascension Hall?
Why is it my so-called allies are more willing to belittle than to assist? The Vendrian Guard have been the least of my headaches in this damned valley. Now that we are all assembled, I want reports. The Scarlet Chorus was going to resolve the Oathbreaker presence in the Outer Valley. What became of that?
Yes, what did become of that? We should know already, yet we do not. If we are not mistaken, the Fatebinder played a pivotal role in this operation. Fifth Eye, shed light on this baffling question.
The Fatebinder did indeed assist the Chorus in a fashion. The Oathbreakers were cut down, but the Fatebinder's wrath spared none, and Captain Pellix Florian was not taken alive, much to our disappointment. The Fatebinder seems to have applied disfavored justice to the Florian. Such a waste. I didn't mean to.
And look what showing them mercy has done for us. My scouts report seeing Chorus thugs fleeing your camp, defecting back to the enemy. They are abusing your mercy, and you either don't notice or don't care. The former is negligence, the latter is treachery.
I disagree. He would have made a perfect captive, but he was a raging zealot and had a death wish. Capture wasn't an option. See if I can spin it to my favor.
Iron Marshal, I understand we've established a foothold across the Mittani. Report.
Iron Marshal Irinos. Securing the Mittani was a gruesome affair. An agent of the School of Tides still lives, and the river was turned against us. Despite our losses, the day ended in success at Echo Call Crossing, though victory came at a great cost. What? How did I gain Wrath of Graven Ash? I don't know. When it came time to secure the nearby Echo Call village, there was a distressing discovery. The villagers had been stashing iron weaponry, no doubt stolen from our supply lines. Captain Antio wished to burn the village, but the Chorus disagreed, and the Fatebinder backed their claim. That's probably why I earned Graven Ash's wrath. Their leader, Captain Mittani Sybil, was bested in combat, but taken captive by the Scarlet Chorus. Despite the Disfavored taking the lead on this operation, the Fatebinder felt it necessary to apply Chorus doctrines to the captives.
A most wise judgment, good Fatebinder. The Oathbreaker captain will no doubt provide hours of entertainment, and perhaps even some useful information.
The voices of Narat hurls his scepter into the air with a loud chuckle, gingerly snatching the scepter out of the air as it falls. You hear the voices in your head. She has been a most delectable treat, that one. So obstinate, so inarticulate in her flailing defiance. Some things are best savored in slow, tantalizing doses. We must thank you once again for delivering her on to us.
This will be just like Stalwart, when your own conscripts chose suicide over service to the Chorus. She'll be no different than the others, petulant, uncooperative, and motivated to feed you false information.
I'm going to say arguing over this is meaningless. Resolving the edict matters most of all. Although, I could earn favor with the Chorus with number 3, so I might do that one. Yeah, let's go with that. Odd do you think that the Tearsmen are so pathetic and harmless, yet you seem pathologically afraid of what they might teach the Chorus.
Calling me a coward in not so many words? You and Narat are cut from the same cloth. Enough! If these are my allies, why bother with the enemy? Even the low-born Oathbreakers have the honor and decency to...
The Archon of War slams the maul to the ground with a bone-rattling thud.
Oh, finish your thought, old chap. They have the honor and decency to... To what? To abide by some sort of deal you made with them?
The voices of Nerat spins his scepter in the palm of his hands. You hear the voices in your head. Can you not hear the treachery in his words? How can we be sure he hasn't been stalling this whole campaign? His legion boasts of victory after victory, and yet these half-wit oath-breakers suddenly give the disfavored pause. Graven Ash, scowling at the Archon of Secrets. Graven Ash says nothing, but his body heaving with agitation. I'm going to say number 4. Enough bickering. We're running out of time to take Ascension Hall.
Fatebinder is right. Our survival is at stake. All that matters is taking Ascension Hall. Iron Marshal, ready our troops. Fifth Eye, tell your gangs to cover our flanks.
You will do as we order. You are not to take orders from this addled ponce.
Then the impasse is clear. We both wish for the honor of leading this final assault on the Vendrian Guard. Since Tunon is not here to select the rightful bearer of this honor, we must turn to the Archon's proxy.
With whom do you stand?
The voices of Nerat masks tilt sideways as he lurches forward, waggling his scepter at you. You hear the voices in your head. Now is not the time for compromise. One of us will have the honor of completing this glorious conquest. We know you'll choose wisely. I'm going to say the Scarlet Chorus will lead. We should probably do it together, but screw it. This will be fun.
I should have suspected as such. What did Nerat offer you? For your sake, let's hope he promised you enough power to protect yourself from me.
Well, he's not happy about that.
A wise choice. The Scarlet Chorus will be honored to silence the last of the Vendrian Guard insult. Graven Ash, we hereby order you to stand down and remain here at camp until we have secured the Citadel.
If the Chorus leads the charge, they will fail. I will not sit idly by while the Edict claims my legion. The Disfavored will carve a path to the Citadel on our own, if that's what it takes.
The air crackles with electricity as Graven Ash lifts his maul to strike. What was that? Fifth Eye, Fatebinder. Your vision comes into focus, as does the feeling of a hand on your shoulder. Are you with me, Fatebinder? You don't look hurt, but say something. What happened? Your guardian here came to your rescue. The Crimson Spear taps Barrick on the shoulder with a hearty smile. Barrick turns to greet the jester with a cold stare.
I wasn't trying to save you. I was trying to save her.
He points at Verse and sighs.
And what happened, you bleeding hard iron shit tower?
Verse crosses her arms and glares.
I picked her up and she stabbed me. Put a dent in my side that I won't forget. So I put her down and dragged you out here to recuperate.
What is it with you two?
This is no time to narrate our life stories. If the edict comes crashing down on our heads, none of it will matter anyway.
On that note, better to leave now while we're well parted. You've made your allegiances clear. I hope you serve a good long term with the Scarlet Chorus, and that we never meet on the wrong side of the battlefield.
This isn't about choosing sides, it's about resolving the edict. Stay with me as my deputy at least that long. Then I'll release you from your service.
I've had enough of your justifications and empty values. Your actions speak a great deal louder than your slippery words. How could I put my trust in an enemy of the great general? Why shouldn't I simply kill you now, traitor?
Barrick roars with inhuman fury and shoves you with all his strength. He raises his hands as if to strangle you, and then lowers them, trembling with restraint.
No. You aren't worth it. I have too much to accomplish in service to the great general to deal with you now. When we meet in the field of battle, I won't have any reservations about cutting off your breath.
Damn it, I don't want to lose him. He's my tank. Get out of here, Barrick. You're dismissed.
Farewell, Fatebinder. And Verse, try not to get killed.
With a sigh, Barrick turns to leave. Fifth Eye. The voices of Narat has already departed for camp, and I'm headed there now. Come, join us. We'd be honored to have you join us for the assault. He lets out a wicked chuckle as he turns to depart. I mean, not like there's anything left for you here. Alright, well, this was a long one, but we're going to go ahead and end it here, and hopefully we'll find another tank next episode, so we'll see you then.